Hi, everybody. Let's just jam into the countdown music.
I like it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've streamed on Saturday. Partly because you didn't tell me what your schedule was for your job, so you got a couple of free Saturdays, and then you decided to go on vacation to Oregon. How was
Yes,
that?
it was great. I had a good time.
That's good.
Hike and just see a different way of life. It was nice.
Homelessness?
I did see homelessness. I saw some of that.
Yeah, I bet. I
I
bet
also
you did.
saw like beautiful coastline and yeah, it was cool. There's a lot
Yeah,
of trails there.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the Pacific Northwest, like Northern California, mid mid California, Northern California, Oregon, and Washington are all pretty much like just like the most when you get out of the city areas is the
Yeah,
most beautiful like landscape and forestry. So it's
yeah.
a shame.
No, you're absolutely right. I took a picture, and every time I look at it, it looks like a painting.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Like even around Mount St. Helens, it's pretty barren. Like the closer you get to it, and what's neat about when you approach Mount St. Helens on the way there, you can see these like sections of forest that were planted all at the same time, and they even have like little signs on when they were planted, so you can see like the growth and progression because they planted them in different years, and it's wild because they like when you're not even close to the volcano when you start to see like the level of destruction from just that thing, just from that event, and it's just like you're like, what? Like you're still like 45 minutes to an hour from being able to get up to, not even just one of the observation points. I think like it was the north side is what we got to check out. So you can kind of like peek into the crater a little bit, but you're super far away. You're like miles and miles away, looking at through little telescope out there. But it's wild. But even out there, it's just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful, and it's just crazy. It's wild.
yeah, that
Good
sounds
stuff.
really cool.
Yeah. So that's fun. It's good to have you back. Good to hear that you made it there and back. In one piece. So I always worry about things. So but Bethany and I are about to head to the Capitol here because there's a candlelight vigil or something like that for uh, people who've lost somebody. So we're gonna go and do that for Evelyn.
That's nice. That's tonight.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it'll be fun. So that'll be neat.
Yeah, that will be.
Mhm.
That's cool if they do that.
Mhm. Yeah. Do what? Sorry, I
It's
thought I
cool
heard you.
if they do that. Like they have an event like that because you that's
Oh yeah, yeah,
to meet other people that are also
yeah,
great loss of someone.
yeah. There's a couple of different events, especially this time of the year. Last year it was still COVID, so we couldn't go anywhere, but there was a lot of online events. We joined some online event. It was a candlelight vigil, like everybody at their own home could light a little candle, and you know, and like people's names of the names of people that they lost was going on all across the screen and everything. It's really nice, good
Yeah, that
stuff.
sounds nice.
So,
That sounds emotional.
mhm. It is, it is, it
Trav,
is. But
I'm looking at your setup for the first time.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
It still has
yeah.
a lot of good light. It actually looks brighter.
Well, that's because I have my ring lights on and they're like full blast right now because they're
Oh,
competing with the backlight of the window.
very competition.
Yeah, normally I don't have them this bright, but I had to compensate.
Oh, I see. How's the weather there?
It's cold. I mean, it's a little warmer than it was when I woke up this morning. It was 30 when I woke up. It should be in the 60s now. Yeah, 61.
Oh,
So Not too bad. Not too bad. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. So a lot of stuff happened in pop culture, but we're going to keep it topical. The stuff that just recently happened. Um, there's one topic that I wanted to throw in that popped up after I sent you the article that I wanted to talk about. Uh, so I just want to get your first impression on it when we get to it. So we'll talk about some other stuff.
Okay.
Big news. I actually posted a video this morning about it. Um, Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman. So Warner was able to work out a deal, the new regime, and this is all thanks to The Rock, who wanted Henry Cavill to come back and be he wanted him to come back to set up a uh, big fight in the Black Adam sequel if they get one. I assume that they're going to do this because they've already committed to Henry Cavill coming back. So a couple of things that comes with. I think I said this earlier in the week when we were when the rumor was still kind of hadn't been confirmed, but there was plenty of stuff out there, so it was picking up some steam. And then in the middle of the week, an actual uh, leak of the cameo scene went on Twitter. Did you get a chance to see it, or were you too busy staring at trees?
No, I did not get a chance to see it. I honestly did not spend much time in my phone at all. I didn't even like take it out to
Good.
use pictures. We like used my friend's phone, and then I just told her to send me like the top shots
Top
at the
shots.
end of at the end of the trip. And I said, if you don't think I'll like it, don't send it to me.
Okay. That's funny.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but yeah, I didn't. I wasn't on my phone at all.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been removed. Warner Brothers has scrubbed it. They went through and filed copyright claims on all the clips that were out there. So it's been scrubbed. There's only screen grabs of
Why?
the of it. Well, because it's supposed to be like a secret. You know, it's supposed to be like this big payoff thing. But everyone's been hinting at it. The rumor's been all over the place. The Rock, even at his premiere, um, basically said, "Welcome home." Uh, you know, just kind of like hinting that they're bringing Henry Cavill back. And so when Henry essentially stepped away and hinted that he wasn't going to be coming back, the reason was, and this was also because um, the other thing too with that is they couldn't work out a contract deal to give him a second movie, and they just wanted him to do cameo bits here and there. But then Warner Brothers started bad mouthing Henry Cavill, talking about how difficult he was to work with. And I suspected that the reason why was Henry wasn't happy with the Zack Snyder take on Superman. It was too dark, too broody. He wasn't a Boy Scout. He wasn't this hopeful figure in the DC universe that we come to expect when we see Superman. And uh, Henry Cavill strikes me as somebody who has a massive amount of respect for the source material. Example being on The Witcher season 2, when his horse Roach dies, the producer and the showrunner wanted to take that moment and just instead of allowing the drama of the moment to sit with the audience, they wanted to immediately interrupt it with like a joke. And you know, the whole Marvel thing, like Marvel can't do anything seriously because the moment something seriously happens, somebody farts and shits themselves, and everyone's just like, oh, oh, and then they move on like nothing fucking terrible happened. You know, like example in the new Thor movie, Lady Sif's arm has been cut off, and she's like bleeding out after this like massive battle. And Thor comes along, and you know, she's like, "At least I get to go to Valhalla." He's like, "Well, you actually have to die in battle. Your arm will be there, but you kind of died afterwards." And she's like, "Oh shit," you know. And it's just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like that's supposed to be like a serious moment, and you guys are just playing it off like it's some fucking joke. Like a person's dying here. Like why is this just a fun? Like why is this a moment for you to get some cheap laughs?" That's why I don't watch Marvel anymore. I can't. This shit is done. and the stuff that they claim is actually supposed to be funny is not actually funny. So I'm done. I'm done with it. I miss the days of fucking Iron Man and uh, Captain America and the first Thor movie. Like those are not the greatest films ever, but they at least uh, acted like there was some weight to the events that were happening in those films, and you feel like there's consequences for some of the actions and the events that take place. Now you don't feel like there's any sort of consequences, or like it doesn't matter because they can just erase it, at the with the wave of a wand or something. It's so stupid. But no, Henry Cavill has tremendous respect for the source material, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm going to bring this up here. Exclusive. Of course, I click something. Exclusive. Henry Cavill wants to move Superman away from Zack Snyder version, and so Henry Cavill is interested in moving his version of Superman away from the grim, dark version seen in Zack Snyder's DC Universe films and toward a more hopeful version of the character, according to trusted and proven sources. Henry Cavill may be interested in continuing portraying Superman if the tone that Zack Snyder first set in Man of Steel is basically lightened up a bit. Warner Bros. Has been making a lot of changes recently, which might make this a good time for some character shifts. I agree. I liked Man of Steel, but I didn't feel like it was Superman. Did you get a chance to watch that, or have you seen shirtless Henry Cavill in all of his movies?
I'm not a big fan of the DC universe, so although I've seen like snippets of the movies, I haven't watched the whole thing.
So Henry Cavill being shirtless wasn't a big pull for you?
It really wasn't.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I just need more. Just not enough.
Yeah. His arms aren't long enough?
I don't know what it is. He isn't a draw for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's something I've noticed too, is nowadays with a lot of actors, there really isn't that much of a draw for any of them. Like there's no movie star that is like, oh, they have a movie, I want to go and see that. Like I don't feel that anymore. Like when we were kids, it was like, oh, Will Smith's got a movie, let's go check it out. Eddie Murphy's got a funny movie coming out, let's go check it out. There was several summers there when we were growing up where it was like somebody came out with a movie and we're like, oh, let's go check that out. We went and saw Fifth Element because Bruce Willis was in it. We were like, oh, let's check it out. It was that summer that our dad was taking us to the movies every day. We saw a different movie every day, and we saw that one. And we were just like, we were blown away. We were like, what was that? You fell in love with opera. Yeah. So
yeah, I remember that. I think it was at one of our summers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
That was.
I had matinee. It was really cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was matinee. Look, the first showing for every movie, we were showing up for like a day, for like a couple of weeks, and just watching the different movie. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I can't see myself doing that nowadays. Nothing. I don't know. There's just so much. Like you almost have to go. Like art house films were supposed to are like those really weird films that were like they were good, but like you saw them if you had time to kill and there was absolutely nothing else. Now it's like art house films are the ones that you want to go see because that's the only place you're going to see like a decent, like well told story. And you're getting more entertainment out of that, which I don't know. I feel like others have said this, but I feel like we're in an age of we're in an age of independent entertainment. The mainstream has completely lost its way on what is entertaining, and have chosen to take a position of preaching to us and telling us that the way we're living our lives is wrong, or we have to do this and that, and they've forgotten how to tell good stories. We don't get movies like Big Fish or The Notebook anymore. We just don't get that. We get stuff like Bros and She-Hulk television shows. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about this. I wondered if him coming back was going to mean that he was going to be given more control over the character, just because of his love for the source material and things. And there's rumors that that is possible. I mean, would you? You haven't seen any of the movies, so you have no interest like me for Black Adam, do you?
I don't.
Yeah. Did you see Moonfall? Did Josh finally get you to watch that?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, I looked it up. Like I looked more into the movie, but
Mhm.
I still didn't want to commit time to watching it.
Oh yeah. That was horrible. That was such a bad
I
movie.
felt like reading about it was enough for me.
Yeah, probably. Probably. But no, I'm excited about this. I think this is a good direction. Like I said, uh, Black Adam is going to be bringing Henry Cavill back. I mean, look at him; he's fucking gorgeous. I mean, if
Well,
you didn't know how messed up his teeth were.
no, I mean, I think I'd be more interested in his character or like watching Superman if it wasn't so like down. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like Superman or I didn't want
Hmm.
the best time because it was just so like, I don't know.
And it looked visually appealing to you because it didn't look like a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Like, it was
cool,
like a
it's Superman, but
take on Superman or something. I
yeah,
mean,
where's the hope?
great, but
Mhm.
I don't know. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what his interpretation is if he can lighten it up or how
Yeah,
he.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Because what is it? There's that CW show, Superman and Lois. The first season of that is really, really good. I mean, the color tone is still not quite as bright, but I feel like you get Superman being Superman in that show. Like you feel that hope. And it's weird because I keep waiting for uh, Tyler Holt. Is it Tyler Hoechlin? I think that's his name. Who plays Superman? I keep waiting for his CW to take his character and make it darker and more broody. But they've done a really good job of striking a balance of keeping having that realist kind of like gray appeal, but making Superman still a hopeful part of it. Because if he's involved, you rarely ever feel like the situation is going to get um, completely out of control. But that's a good show. You should check that one out. Season one definitely good. Season two, I don't know. I haven't watched season two. I'm a little worried about catching up with that one, but it's supposed to be really good. But um, here, go ahead.
That actor that you mentioned, was that the kid who played in Road to Perdition as Tom Hanks' son?
Shit, I have no idea. Let's look this up.
I think. I mean, if it's the name that I'm thinking of,
Road to Perdition.
yeah, it's where
Um,
Tom Hanks played a hitman, and his son sees something he shouldn't. And I think like,
It was.
yes,
How the fuck did you remember that?
I think because he's around the same age as me, and so I kind of like kept up with his career.
What the hell? That is incredible, Tamara. I love that movie, but fucking hey, that is incredible. You had a crush on him, didn't you?
So I don't know if I would call it that. I guess I was interested in his career, though. I mean, I guess so.
Just be honest, Tamara. Just be honest. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he was in that movie.
I'm good with names. Okay.
That was actually a really good movie. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. That was good. That was dark. But
Yeah.
yeah, look, he grew up. He became Superman. We can see pictures of him. Let's click on more images.
He grew up to be nice looking.
Look at that. That's all. He did that all for you, Tam.
He's a human. He
It's perfect.
deserves to be treated with respect. He's not just a body.
It's okay. I can comment on his body and how good he looks because I'm wearing the Cowboys hat.
Oh,
Practically means I'm gay. It means I'm an ally.
yeah.
So
But yes, he's very attractive. They all are. I mean, they're Hollywood.
right, exactly. So uh, yeah, so it is pretty much official that Henry Cavill is going to be coming back. Uh, the Rock was quoted at his premiere by Entertainment Tonight saying, "Well, here's what I can tell you. I can tell you that the whole goal and initiative of Black Adam was to build out the DC universe by introducing not only Black Adam but the entire JSA. And also, as I have been saying all along, there is an ethos that we at Seven Bucks Productions, that's his studio, have, and that is we always put the fans first." And so, before I read further, um, I want to reinforce that statement when he says that he always wants to put the fans first. Because what was it, 3 years ago, his studio announced that they were going to be making Big Trouble in Little China. Love that. Has a huge cult following. That's a very that's a special film to the folks that love it and are fans of it. It's like you don't want it to be touched. I don't want it to be touched because the the main character in that movie, played by Kurt Russell, is just fantastic, just hilarious, just smarmy, smartass, and has way more skill and talent than he should. But he talks the talk, but he can walk it as well. And when they announced that they were going to be doing a sequel or a reboot to Big Trouble in Little China, people got really, really upset. They were like, The Rock cannot replace the Kurt Russell as the main character. That's just an absolute no. Like nobody's going to go with that. And what decided is after that, he announced that he wasn't going to be taking over that role, but they were actually going to be doing sort of like a sequel, like a story later on, and he was going to be in that universe, but it wasn't going to affect what had happened in the first movie. So he was going to be playing a different character and not. Shoot, I'm kicking myself because I can't remember the main character's name. It's been a spell since I've watched it. It's I'm exhausted. Normally I have these names like at the top of my head. I can't pull them up right now. But so I trust him when he says that. And so he goes on to say, so for years audiences have been so passionate and vocal about, and then he pauses, like literally pauses, and then he like smiles to himself because he's trying to be super careful about what he says. He's like, we've established Black Adam as the most powerful and unstoppable force on our planet, like Earth. He's like, but the fans have been so passionate about, and he quotes like, where is the most unstoppable force in the universe? Where is he? Emphasis on he. And then he turns, he's like, well, we've been fighting for this moment, so I will say this. And then he turns to the camera. It's almost like he plans this shit out, you know, like he's such a showman. He's got so much charisma. And he says, welcome home. And that's it. That's all he says. And so everyone pretty much took that as confirmation that he was going to be that he was back. And let me see if I can pull up this. I'll see if I can pull this up. So that's pretty exciting to folks.
Girl.
Do I?
Why was Joe Biden on that girl?
I don't know. He's such a fucking creeper. Jeez.
So
I can't. Man, it's so weird. He's just so weird. It's so weird. And what's funny is like this guy, this artist, George Xolopus, created this picture like before the election. Oh no, it's Uncle Joe. It's so good. So creepy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's disturbing. Oh, that's something else I wanted to talk about. But Yeah. What do you think of The Rock? Do you care about his passion, his charisma? Do you?
I think he's charismatic. I've liked characters he's played. It's funny though. The whole time you were telling me that story, I was just remembering Kurt Russell and his career, and I was like, man, Kurt Russell was in a lot of like good movies. Like he played a
Mhm.
lot of good parts.
Yes.
I don't think I fully appreciated like how good he was
Hmm.
this time.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's well, no, I mean, he's was Kurt Russell has a really, really special like career and background going all the way back to um, the '60s. Did you know he was actually kind of friends with Walt Disney?
No.
So Walt Disney actually really loved Kurt Russell and his attitude and his work ethic, and actually pushed like quite a bit to get him to be in more movies. And so back then, Disney actually made live action films and alongside their animated ones. And there's a World's Strongest Man is a movie that was made, and it's like Kurt Russell, very young Kurt Russell, is the lead character in that movie, and it's like one of those like forgotten gems in Disney, like in the vault of Disney that people forget about. But yeah, he's a very special person. He's got a long career. Uh, yeah, he's not a perfect individual, but he's definitely his relationship with was it Melanie? Is it Melanie Griffith? Is that who he's married to?
No, Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn. Okay, yeah, it's Goldie Hawn, the other blonde. I always get them confused. But yeah, yeah he's he's awesome. He's always up for a good show, and I can't believe they almost killed him on Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That was terrifying. He almost got decapitated. Did you know that?
I thought his character did die, so
No, his character did die, but he himself, the actual actor, almost got decapitated by one of the cameras.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like there's a scene where the camera like zooms like rolls towards his face, and it's on a guide wire. Well, the mechanism to stop it uh, broke, and the safety mechanism had to kick in, and it ended up stopping the camera like 2 feet from his face. And it was just like it like had all the momentum. It was just like shaking like this. He's like, I didn't
I
think he was gonna stop, but he just stood there because that was the scene. You know, the camera's supposed to come at him.
I bet he didn't think. Well, he probably didn't know that it had. That
Yeah,
he
like
didn't.
he at the very last second he reacts like you
Uh,
can see it on his face. It's scary. It's like
it stopped.
yeah, cutting it close, man. Cutting it close. Like don't you
That's
dare
wild.
take that man away from us.
Maybe he wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, maybe, but that's like a couple of 100-pound camera.
Swinging? No.
Hmm.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
be real surprised.
yeah.
That's.
By the way, I want to show you this. I'm going to hell for this one.
I saw this.
Sorry, it was just too good. This is too good.
It's the guy's face. It just makes it so funny.
Right? It's a little like so good, but man, that was awesome. The okay, yeah. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy he's coming back. I thought I had saved the picture, but if you watch my video that I posted this morning, I do have the still. Somebody grabbed a screen grab of that scene. Do you want to get punished, Clark? No snacks for you if you tear up the carpet.
It's always Clark.
It's always Clark. I'm mad at you already. You know, I've had the carpet clean. He's freaking out because Bethany, Bethany's getting closer to Leo coming, and Clark has been freaking out and peeing on the carpet behind me. So I've the last 3 days I've been cleaning the carpet like every night, just cleaning it, going over it just to get all the smell and everything out of it. That's right. You can stare at me all you want. You're in trouble. He's in trouble. Better not. Better not. But yeah, that's back on subject. I'm excited. I'm glad. How do you like this background music? Is this okay?
Yeah, I like it. It's
Okay.
soothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not distracting.
Yeah. StreamYard's added in background music,
That's
so I figured I'd take advantage of it. Might as well. So a little bit of sad news. We're gonna get into. Just threw small piece of plastic at Clark. He keeps trying to tear up the carpet to get into the closet. What a jerk.
he's a jerk.
He is a jerk. Did you see this, Tim?
I did, yes.
So sad. Super sad. Yeah. I mean, 72 is just not that. It doesn't seem that old. You know, it is old. You know, it's an older gentleman, but it doesn't seem. It just doesn't seem old for, what people can live to. I mean, Betty White, 99, almost 100, 10 days from being 100. That's understandable. The Queen, 96, 97, that's understandable. But 72, just, you'd think we could have gotten another 20 years out of it. But yeah, Robbie Coltrane, fantastic in so many movies, more than just Harry Potter. He was more than just Hagrid. Obviously, they have a picture of him here in The World Is Not Enough, but I remember him from it's a 1980s movie called Krull, and he's one of the extras in the movie, but his character makes it all the way to the end and ends up dying, but just a fantastic actor, just super super funny, and so let's see. One of his Stephen Fry here is quoted saying, "As first met Robbie Coltrane almost exactly 40 years ago, I was in awe, terror, and love struck all at the same time. Such depth, power, and talent, funny enough to cause helpless hiccups, and honking as we made our first TV show, al fresco." He wrote, "Farewell, old friend." That is so. That's a that's special when people have like such good memories of the past, and they you know that's what you want to hear when somebody passes away, that you felt was sort of like a beloved character actor
Mhm.
on film, is when people like start to come out with these little stories and stuff like that. And oh goodness, the lady from Murder She Wrote passed away earlier this week too.
Mhm.
We lost her. Goodness gracious. I'll have to pull up her stuff as well. But she's but here it's just like just absolutely hilarious. Like, who was it? The kid that played um, Draco Malfoy. I can't remember his name. He was talking about on Twitter. He's like, when we had to film the scene in the Dark Woods, he was just super like Robbie was just going around making sure everyone was happy and comfortable. Nobody was scared because it was kind of a miserable shoot, and he just kept everyone in high spirits, like laughing and cracking jokes and stuff like that. And that's a special person that just sort of like is at ease with everyone, can crack jokes, can have a lot of fun, and he was so fun. I wish they hadn't reduced his role so much over the course of the films, because he was pretty special. And in the books, I feel like he's uh, he's still a prominent, like somewhat prominent character through the first five at least. The last two not so much, but uh, he's yeah, he was awesome. He was so good. um, Goodness, he'll be missed. What are your thoughts? How did that make you feel when you heard that he had passed away?
I really only knew him from Harry Potter, so that's was my connection to him. I know he's done. I mean, I was reading about other things that he's done, but it wasn't anything that I would have ever watched.
This is the character he played in Kroll. He was such a good. He was so good.
But I'm
Yeah,
glad
no, that's a good character though. That's a good character to remember. You know, he was also in 007. He was fantastic. I mean, it was just very sad. It was very, very sad.
yes, it was, and all the kids had nice things to say. Well, they're adults now, but
Yeah,
nice, fond memories of him.
they're still kids to us. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going around watching their new stuff. Name one adult. Well, I shouldn't word it that way. Name one film that they've done as adults. I almost swept the key words there in the opposite direction. It means something completely different.
I don't know. Daniel Radcliffe has done a lot of movies.
Well, yeah, he's done a lot of movies, but how many of them have you seen?
I've seen a few of them. I mean, he
Which
starts with really good actors. Okay, so he was in The Lost City Z or D. I can't remember,
you
but
can't remember the name.
it had Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum in it, and he was also in it. But yeah, he like does. There's another movie he was in. You're right. I don't remember the names. uh, but that doesn't mean they weren't good movies. I mean, I think
Mhm.
he seems out of the three. I feel like he's done. He's like grown the most, I guess, acting wise.
Mhm.
Like I enjoy watching him. It's
Yeah.
fun watching him grow. Like he's just a different actor than he was when he was younger. Like
Yeah.
he like got into his craft. I feel
Yeah.
like took it seriously.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find this because it's Angela Lansbury that passed away, and I'm trying to find a specific thread that I saw um, about her. Yeah, that's yeah. No, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen like what was it? Guns Akimbo is probably his most popular movie that he's done, but I still haven't seen that. That's because it's such a weird premise. But then, what was it? There was also the other one where he was a corpse. He played a corpse, and it's like, what was it? Utility Man or something like I can't remember. It was
I don't
just
know any of these movies you're saying.
oh, okay, yeah, no, understandable, understandable.
But I believe you.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to play this clip real quick. We might get struck on this one. I don't know, but this was shared by this was shared by a gentleman who had a clip of Angela. So she was the voice of the teacup in the tea kettle in Beauty and the Beast. And so they had this little thing here where they had some cameras. This was like one of the first times that they allowed people to come in and record it, and you could just see how much fun she's having recording this. So at this time, what's different from how they do it nowadays? That's Gaston, by the way. Um, she they would record the voice actors singing with the orchestra. So they had a separate sound booth so they could isolate their vocals and record it separately. But they had the live orchestra, like full set pieces and everything. And what I thought was super neat about this is if you scroll down here, um, this lady adds in, my dad shot this footage, still speaks very fondly about their time in the studio. And she says some of his recollections of that day, she reached out to him to find out. And he sent her some messages like it came via an ET producer who was hired by Disney for behind the scenes footage of the musical session at the famous RCA Music Studio on West 41st. Or West 41st, 44th. It should have been West 44th Street. That's how I should have read that. That was the
You're wrong.
location for many of the big time recordings because it could hold 60 to 75 piece orchestra. We went back and did behind the scenes of the recording of Aladdin when it happened, and not long after that, the studio was closed and became an IRS office. So this famous like studio they ended up turning into an IRS office. I just think this is super neat because this is somebody who is in the industry behind the scenes looking at this stuff. He goes, anyway, I remember it being very different, very difficult, because the Disney PR guy was very nervous about upsetting anyone with a camera too close and demanded we shoot from a distance. This pissed us off because it was obvious that Angela Lansbury and Jerry Orbach were pros and very accommodating and had no problem. The joy was shooting the orchestra, which had several members of the New York Philharmonic, including first violinists, and we had no restrictions there. The recording session was not built like these days where the music is laid down and then the vocals added. It was done live, which added a special dynamic, but also made it harder for us as we couldn't shoot moving around much. Anyway, it brings back good memories. And then he also goes on about how some other awesome things, but this I thought this was just a neat little like extra to that special scene that was shared that was captured here of Angela Lansbury just having the time of her life recording these sessions. And I still love the original. I still love the original. I saw the new one and it just like I that particular song is so fun and so special in the movie. It just like it feels magical. It feels um, it just enthralls you like into this magical world that you're not used to. Like inanimate objects are coming to life and you believe it, and then you watch the new one with our girl from Harry Potter. It's probably the only movie that we can remember that she's actually in as an adult. And you get to that scene and it's just it doesn't have the magic. Like something about the CG and the way it's shot is just it doesn't it doesn't feel special. It doesn't feel magical. It's just like, oh look, special effects, computer generated special effects. And there's nothing unique about it. It doesn't just pull you in. And you see these like little animations and stuff like that. Like somebody had to hand draw all of that and give it life and weight, and it just there's so much life in every single line drawn in this as opposed to the CG where it's just computer uh, you know equations and algorithms coming together to make these 3D objects move around. It doesn't you don't see the passion of the artist in that. It's just very um, sterile, I should say. So I thought that was really, really special, and that I'm glad I remembered that before we got to the end, end of our episode. But yeah, that was a special time. That we watched that movie a lot growing up, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was so much movement to that scene. It was, yeah. I think we
Yeah,
watched that on repeat. Well, I mean, the whole movie was really good, honestly.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I think that was definitely one of those scenes where we would rewind the VCR and watch it again because we were just like because that was more special than the Lion King. Uh, Can't wait to be king.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Like that was a really fun like ensemble thing, but like you don't get that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You just don't. Oh man, that was good. That was good stuff. I enjoyed that. So, um, speaking of just sort of like the sterile kind of feeling of entertainment nowadays, it's not just with CG effects being used instead of having an artist's interpretation of a line and how movement and life should work uh, within the environment. Like there's an issue, and I've hinted at this, and I've sort of touched on it in my other videos over the year, and there's too many streaming services. We can't keep track of them all. Like I'm only subscribed to like a handful, like not even a handful, like maybe one or two at a time because it's too expensive, and the prices keep going up. But the content on these streaming services is meh. Like I have the HBO Max app, but the reason why I keep it is because it has Turner Classic Movies, and I can watch these classic films that were done with care and passion. There was something behind it. There was a motivation to tell these stories and tell them in such a way that pulled you in. Whereas nowadays, it's like they're some studios are pumping out films so much that you're like they don't even understand the content. They don't. There's no emotional investment in any of these things, and the story itself is just so skin thin that you don't really feel any sort of connection to the characters themselves. Like Netflix has a few shows or a few movies that come out that stand out that are really really fun. Same with Amazon, maybe one or two that stand out that are really fun. HBO Max has like they really don't do any original streaming shows, but they have stuff that they produce for HBO, their cable channel, like House of the Dragon. But for the most part, a lot of these studios are making their own streaming services and locking their content behind a paywall, and no, like there's not enough market there for that. And eventually, I think a lot of these studios are just going to have to go to sort of like an online cable package setup where you pay a flat rate for a group of them and get them all in one go in one little package. Kind of like with you can kind of do that with Disney. You can get ESPN, you can get Hulu, you can get Disney Plus all in one package, and then eventually we're going to see that with HBO Max and Discovery Plus. I think eventually they're going to either combine those into one or uh, offer a package so you can get them both together. But ultimately, I think it's just going to be one streaming service for them because it's not cost effective to have a different platform for each of those products. And I think Disney will eventually have to do that as well. But I bring this up because there's this article here from Bounding in the Comics, Spencer Becoli. Hopefully I said that right. Crackle parent company CEO warns against streaming industry focus on content over profit. The only people speaking transparently are Warner Brothers Discovery. So Rouhani's company currently holds such relevant services as Crackle and Redbox, and is described by Deadline as the largest player in ad-supported streaming that is not owned by a major tech or media entity. Spoke to his thoughts on the streaming industry's health during a recent interview aforementioned entertainment trade news outlet. Opening their time together by establishing his authority on the topic of the streaming business, the CEO recalled to Deadline that though Redbox headline number of being $330 million in debt at the time of its acquisition scared the daylights out of Wall Street, it actually was totally understandable, but not really right when you understand the details. So the knee-jerk reaction was, "What are you doing?" he recalled. But the more refined and thoughtful reaction was, "Well, wait a minute now. If you're actually right about this, and if in fact instead of having 13 theatrical releases hit your red boxes in the third quarter, you have 32 or 37 in the fourth quarter, and your revenue is commensurate with that. Oh my goodness, that's a great business. That's fantastic. Free cash flowing business like that makes a lot of money for you, and we've undervalued your company." So what he's saying is, while at that particular moment in time, yes, it looks really, really bad that it was so many millions of dollars in debt. Ultimately, what Redbox was a uh, basically phone booth style uh, video rental service. You could go in, and because of the advent of DVDs, you didn't need a whole box store to keep all these movies like Blockbuster or what was it, Family. What was that? You used to work there.
Yeah.
Family Video. Yeah, that's what it was. It was so simple. I forgot the name. Family Video. And they instead of having this huge, massive space where you're having to pay for rent and pay for employees, an individual franchisee could buy into the franchise with one of these red boxes, and have enough movies within that red box to cover a certain square area, and then people can come and rent. And then they introduced video games on top of that. They don't even talk about the video game aspect of it. That was a huge game changer and actually scared the shit out of GameStop, because GameStop is still like, you know, brick and mortar uh, type of store, and they have the person. So the main thing that GameStop focuses on is the trades and selling used games. So with Redbox, you eliminate a lot of those uncertainty, and as long as you have movies, whether they're independent or big blockbuster films, you can also see what the demographic in your area is renting more of, and you can push more of those films to those box locations. So it's actually a very, very genius and smart business plan. So yeah, while it seems scary that $330 million in debt is a bad thing, uh, you're not taking into account the amount of product that you can put in there and make available to any given community with very little overhead. So Rohana then explained that the success was anchored in the fact that we know what people like to rent at the kiosk. Exactly. We know what people like to buy at TVOD, FAST, and AVOD. If we can knit that together in a way that's a value added for our viewers and learn how to serve them a homepage that's filled with stuff that's in in the categories they've shown that they like, then we might have done something of great value. So he's thinking about creating an experience that provides the customer something that they would be interested in, as opposed to creating a glut of content like Disney, like not so much Warner Brothers, but Paramount. Uh, who else is out there? Oh, Apple. Apple TV's got their own thing that they're creating their own content. It's just not sustainable for these. And Disney's bigger than just Disney, like the Disney Plus app. You have Hulu creating their own individual stuff. You have ESPN creating their own individual documentaries and stuff like that. It's just a glut of entertainment, but how many people have subscriptions to all three? How many have that? There's not enough people, and he gets into that here. Instead of putting all of their time, he's like offering up a comparison of his business philosophy with that of the overall industry. The 70-year-old CEO turned to his services most comparable rival, Roku, and asserted, the Roku guys, I feel they've missed the point. Instead of putting all of their time and energy into producing original content, Rohana believes Roku really needs to develop the same things we've been building: distribution capabilities globally, the ability to work with other people to get funding, knowing how to get things done in tax credit jurisdictions. So essentially what he's saying is, instead of Roku focusing on creating their own original IPs that are exclusive to their streaming service, Roku's in a position to have to be sort of like a gathering place for entertainment IPs across the board. But they're not doing that, and everybody else is doing the same thing. Further, argued Rohana, this content versus profit problem is only being compounded by the fact that the entertainment industry took what used to be 4 networks and broke it into 20,000. Where's the audience? It's all over the place, said the CEO. We broke the industry up into too many pieces, and if you don't approach the creation of original content as an exercise in monetizing content across all different media, you cannot get your money back. I don't care who you are, he firmly declared. There's not enough audience. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's a lot to go over.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because it's like watching history repeat itself. Like, we started to get into Netflix and stuff like that, not only because of the ease, but because like we didn't have to go and like pay for cable. Like we could get away from cable. And then now it's like I have like 5 different subscription services, and
Yeah.
I'm paying a premium on each one because I don't want ads, and I don't.
Yeah.
If I do, ones that have ads. So it's just kind of funny that we're back in the position that we were in.
Yeah. And so look at it from the perspective from of a consumer like us individually. Yeah, there's stuff on other, like there's like one or two shows that I want to watch on other streaming services, but I don't want to pay for that, you know. I don't want to have to keep up with five, six different subscriptions just so I can keep up with the best television shows or the best movies that are coming out that are exclusive only to streaming services. And ultimately, I think that hurts the industry as a whole. Like we were seeing before the pandemic, we were seeing a massive resurgence in uh, movie theaters being a place to go again because it because of studios like Marvel putting films into the movie theater that people wanted to see. Unfortunately, they've changed their business model to, instead of it being about entertainment, it's about messaging, and people just aren't wanting to see that anymore. We're slowly starting to see these Marvel films as they come out, with the exception of um, Spider-Man, uh, No Way Home. With each Marvel film that comes out, the returns on that investment, and as far as like getting butts and seats, is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And in the current economy, things are getting more and more expensive. So why would I want to pay more money to see a film that I is not going to be a guarantee that's going to be entertaining to me or an interest to me. I'm not just going to flippantly go and watch a film because, hey, let me give this a chance. I'm not going to give a movie a chance. I'm going to go and see something that I'm fairly confident is going to be something that's going to entertain me and take me out of my life. Because that's why we go and see entertainment, to escape our reality and sort of get lost in these fantasy worlds for a little bit, or go on a journey with a historical character in a way that we couldn't have done, by reading a book or something. So it's they've a lot of these studios have sort of lost the plot, which is why I think there's a huge resurgence for the indie industry. But these studios have ultimately shot themselves in the foot by keeping the stuff and making the stuff exclusive to their streaming services. I mean, what is it? There's a really, really good show that I've been wanting to check out, and it's called The Offer, and it's on Paramount Plus. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of this show? It's
No.
about it's about the producers and the writers that had the idea for The Godfather. Like these guys are trying to get the movie The Godfather made, and the television show is about the struggle that they went through, and the process that they had to go through to get that movie made the first time around. And it's supposed to be amazing and fantastic, but it's locked behind a paywall on a streaming service. So while everyone talks about how good of a movie it is, it's not becoming popular because it's hidden behind the paywall of a streaming service that people just aren't interested in picking up. Like they help themselves a little bit by hiding the Star Trek stuff behind it, but Star Trek, the shows and the quality of the shows that have been coming out, quality in terms of the story that they're presenting for Star Trek, and then the movies not being prominent in theaters anymore. They moved all that stuff behind the paywall. Well, those used to be on Amazon Prime. They used to be on Netflix. They used to be other places you could watch them and keep up and refresh yourself with the classic episodes. Now you can't even do that because it's all stuck behind Paramount Plus. Well, that's just another streaming service that people don't want to have to keep track of and pay for. And ultimately, you end up hurting good shows like The Offer, which one of these days I'm going to watch because I have Paramount Plus through the Walmart Plus app uh, service. So I need to use that more, but I keep forgetting that I even fucking having it. you know?
I thought you had Paramount Plus, so it's funny you say that.
Yeah, I do, but I have it through. I have it because Walmart Plus added it as a bonus to having their service. The reason why I have theirs is because I get free shipping, and then if I feel like being really really lazy, I can just scan my items when I'm going through Walmart, put it in the basket, and then I just go up to the kiosk and scan the little barcode and pay for everything. I don't have to scan everything because it's already been scanned. So
That's nice.
that is nice. I enjoy that. And then they started adding in all this these little free things. You know, that's a value add for me. You know, because otherwise I would never have Paramount Plus. But yeah, no, I that was becoming a problem very quickly a few years ago. It's like, oh, you got to have this. Oh, you got to have that. You got to have it on. Like mom is always telling me to watch something, and I'm like, well, what's it? What's that on? She's like, oh, it's on Hulu. I'm like, oh, I get Hulu.
Yeah.
You know, can't
Can they
stand
not
it.
sell their product to the streaming services or open it to individual purchase or to
Yeah,
watch?
yeah. Well, that's what they want to get away from. Is they like if they create their own original IPs, they don't have to pay licensing fees to another studio to have the other studio stuff on their platform. But if they if they just did that, then I think it would improve their chances because if it's super popular, then then it's a value add for their studio. There's something in there. They're not locking it behind a paywall. But then the problem with that is if it does become popular, then they try to charge that streaming service more money for the use of their IP, and then that streaming service is like, well, I don't want to pay that much for that fee. They're all just shooting themselves in the foot. They're just fragmenting themselves because they don't want to pay each other. They want to keep it all to themselves, not precious money. So sorry I weirded you out. You okay there?
Yeah. I just don't even react anymore.
You don't. You don't.
I've been
Right.
around you for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you have. You have. But but yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty messed up. Well, I had one other topic, but um, my throat's drying out. So this is why I keep like 30 drinks. I only had one drink in front of me.
I have a couple of drinks, but I've been consistent with the water.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Lay off the alcohol. I know it's Saturday, but can't get sloshed on an afternoon.
Alcohol's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, goodness, that's all I got. I think I might stream some more. I've been playing Fable a lot, which has been I think it's been helping push. I think streaming every day has helped push my channel, the other videos in my channel, into the algorithm because I've been getting a lot more views on other stuff. So
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah, I think one of my videos is almost at like 700 views or 800 views or
Are
something
you
like that.
kidding? Which
Yeah,
one?
at the uh, the Rock is wearing flip-on pants.
Also,
So yeah, given everything that's happened now, I guess like back then, the reason why he was being so coy about who was going to play Superman is because I don't think he should. I don't think he should have answered that question that way because he ended up getting booed like fucking crazy on that. So, oops, I guess. But
what are
he's
you
he, yeah, he is the people pleaser, and it's like I don't know. They like people hate on him and call him like a like a franchise killer and everything, and they reference Fast and the Furious. Like I don't think Fast and Furious is a dead franchise. Like Vin Diesel's still pumping that fucking shit out. So I think they're in space this next one, but we're gonna have to slingshot around the sun for family.
gonna? I don't believe that.
He's got his like souped up charger and he's like racing around the sun.
I don't even know how many movies they do. I didn't think The Rock was a franchise killer. I didn't know he had that label.
Yeah, and like some people call him that, but I I don't know. I don't really see that, but I can see how his alpha personality, um, and his regimented like work ethic could rub people the wrong way, especially somebody like Vin Diesel, who's very kind of like seems like very play it loose. Like he shows up when he shows up. You know, stuff gets done. Like everything's very relaxed because he does kind of treat the set of Fast and Furious like family. Like they don't even write scripts. I think they just have like a general synopsis and they all just show up and shoot whatever the hell they want. There's more planning into the stunts than the actual like dialogue. So, but yeah, no, um, I don't really understand that aspect of it, but I can understand why his alpha personality can kind of like rub people the wrong way. But oh well, you know, hopefully it's not too
I don't think he cares.
yeah. But I mean that being said, like I'm still not interested in like he's not a you know like Henry Cavill's not a big draw for you to go and see a movie. The Rock's not a big draw for me to go and see a movie. Like I don't like I'm not looking at like a you know if they were to do like a Winnie the Pooh movie where Christopher Robin is played by The Rock, I would like I wouldn't care. You know like Winnie the Pooh gets kidnapped by a bunch of terrorists and fucking Christopher Robin's got to go save him. Actually, that sounds pretty awesome. I would totally go and see that movie.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, it's just he doesn't move the needle for me in terms of seeing something. I can't think of any actor or actress that you know if I see that they're in a movie, I'm not like, oh, I have to go see that. Like it's not like it was when we were kids. So I don't know. And the Black Adam, I don't care about the Black Adam. I keep saying that every time I make a video about it. It's like I don't care about the Black Adam.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like you're interested in it because you talk about it a lot.
Well, I talk about it because of the rumor with Henry Cavill playing Superman, and that's the only reason why I'm talking about it, is because there's these rumors about Henry Cavill coming back, and I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he fits the bill. He looks like Superman, and he's got the like the build to do it. And I mean, we haven't really seen much of his Clark Kent, but I don't like Clark Kent is sort of should always be sort of like a secondary type thing, unless they take it back to like the old school days when it was like a radio serial, you know, um, or like the black and white show where like you get like Clark Kent doing an investigation into something, and then he's got to change into Superman real quick to calm down a situation where you know people are going to get hurt or killed. Those are really fun to listen to and watch, but um, modern movies just don't seem to strike that balance. But I think he's great as Superman, and I would love to see him get a solo movie as opposed to an ensemble with Batman, Wonder Woman, and you know all the others. I want to see him on his own. So I'm excited about that. You know, and I'm also um, given what we've seen with screen like selfies being taken on Aquaman 2. We're seeing Ben Affleck dressed up as Bruce Wayne on the set of Aquaman 2, which gives me a little bit of hope that maybe they're working out a contract to get him in his own solo movie, because that's something I wanted as well. I wanted to see Ben Affleck in a solo Batman movie, not an ensemble like Batman versus Superman and the others. His take on Batman is very Frank Miller-ish, but I like the Frank Miller version of Batman. I enjoy that. But you know, I fingers crossed that one of these days I can get like a freaking like goofy ass uh, uh, Adam West, you know, 1960s version Batman, you know, where like you kind of wonder if he's gay with Robin. So I think that there's just something like really fun and about that. So I like those old '60s Batmans where they just break out into the song with the little bam, whack, you know, with the little. sound effect signs. They're really fun. But yeah, which you got anything going on? You want to plug anything? You just chilling.
No, I don't have anything to plug as usual.
Okay. Shameful.
I'm
Well,
just here to provide extra commentary.
appreciated, Tam. Yeah, we'll let everybody know your Instagram link down at the bottom. I'm just kidding. Don't
No.
do that. Don't
Yeah.
do that. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got for today, Saturday. And enjoy. I'm gonna try like later today. I'll try and jump on and play a little bit of Fable. I don't know what the hell it is about that game, but I've been enjoying it. So come by and join the
It's
fun.
nice. Yeah, it's nice when you find something you can relax to.
Hmm. Yeah. And when I'm done with this, I think I might try a new game, or actually no, Cyberpunk. I've been wanting to play that a little bit. Maybe I'll figure that game out on stream and play that as well. It seems kind of fun. I gotta be careful with that one because there's boobies in that, so I gotta be careful.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also male genitalia.
Trav, did I tell you I started watching an anime?
Which one?
Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm,
How you
yeah,
like it?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good one. You make it all
There's
the way through season one?
no, I'm halfway through episode 11.
Oh, okay. That's he's gone through training, and are they still in
Yeah,
their first big battle?
no. So yeah, he's gone through his training and then he emerges as the Titan.
Okay.
And then the episode I'm on is they're using him to help plug up a hole where
Hmm.
the Titans are coming through, and that's where it left off.
Oh, okay.
But they're not like 100% sure in his abilities. He's
Right.
not even 100% sure in his abilities.
Oh yeah. No, it gets weird. It gets weird.
It,
You'll like it.
the show is weird.
Oh, it gets weirder. I'm just letting you know. It gets weirder.
I like the characters though.
Yeah, no, the characters are awesome. Aaron and was it Mikasa or something like that?
Yeah, something
And
like that.
then I can't. What was his
Armin.
friend? Armin. Yeah, there you go.
Armin? Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. And then one of their lieutenants, he's an absolute badass. I think they introduce him later, but he's insane. He's so good. He ends up taking on like crazy titans like all by himself, like the coolest freaking fight scenes ever. So yeah, no, it gets crazy good. That's a good one. That was a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. What do you think when he got eaten?
I was stunned. I was like, I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, that didn't just happen. He was the main character. Because with the next episode, like, so that happened, and I was the whole time I was thinking that didn't happen. Like, I refused to admit that it happened. So we're like into the next episode, and it's basically about Armin or Mikasa. It's about one
Mhm.
of them. And I'm like, did he just die? And like, did he for real die? And they were like, yeah. And I said, like, I thought he was the main one. Like, how can you kill off the main one? I was very affected by it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I missed the part where he was in the Titan. I had like wasn't paying attention at that time, and then I was like, wait, he's back? And then yeah, it's just been you have to pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's really good. Yeah, it's just like when I first saw that, I was just like, what? I was having like Madoka Magica like flashbacks. Like this is another anime that like if you ever get a chance to watch it, Madoka Magica. It's like the Puella Magical Girls or something like that. And it starts off as like these like cute like innocent little girls, and it just seems like it's a happy little anime. And then they come across this girl that calls herself a witch, and she can she's a magical girl, and she kills witches. So you think this girl's gonna be like their mentor and gonna show this girl the ropes, and they're gonna be like magical girls taking down these witches. And that girl at the penultimate moment when you think she's won, all of a sudden the witch just comes to life and bites her head off, and it's just like, and you're just like, what the? And then the show just goes off the rails. You're just like, what the hell just happened? I was so shocked. I was so shocked, and then I was like having flashbacks to that when I was watching Attack on Titan. I was just like, what the hell? Because I watch anything. I watch everything. Like I was trying to recommend to you that one anime with like the workout one, like where they're like they're doing like actual like fitness exercises and stuff like that. Super funny, but they were actually giving exercise advice and like giving you tips on how to do exercises. I was just like, this show is awesome. It's so good. But yeah, no, I watch everything. I watch a bunch of stuff. So yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'm glad you're getting into it. That's good. That's a good starting point. That's a good entry drug for people.
We'll see. I've been trying to find my anime, so we'll see. Maybe this is it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Next thing I know, you're going to be cosplaying as Mikasa at the next Comic Con. So
she's my favorite so far.
She's awesome. She's the best.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Mm-hmm. But all right, well, I'll let you go, Tam, so you can enjoy your Saturday. And adios to all the millions of people that watch this.
Yes, bye, y'all. I hope you have a great Saturday. Bye. Bye.